Earlier tonight, we told you the story of Lance Duhan. Duhan was rehired by the Calcasieu Parish School Board after a 4-year absence amid allegations of inappropriate behavior with a student. Months after he was rehired, he was arrested and indicted for felony behavior with another student. KPLC's Gerron is back with part 2 of his report and what the school board says they're doing to create safe environments.
While the school board can't comment on Duhan's rehiring, they do say there is no wiggle room for anyone when it comes to children's safety. But a frustration common between lawyers and some parents is that Duhan's case may reveal a larger problem with the school board. Calcasieu Parish School Board officials say the policies in place to protect children are strictly followed.
There's not a lot of gray area here. It's pretty clearly well defined on what's acceptable behavior, what's not, when you are to report, who you are to report to. We try to make it very clear because, again, we're dealing with people here.
But that's not what happened in 2008. Bar Principal Beth Frazier says in her deposition that she didn't report what she knew about Duhan and another student to law enforcement. Rather, she relied on the victim's parents to contact the sheriff's office.
No, that would not satisfy under our policy.
Okay.
I mean, our policy is pretty clear. I mean, informing the parent is not. I mean, the parent will be informed through the process, but just calling someone's parent and letting them know does not satisfy that.
Those steps are what Smith says are uncovered during internal investigations conducted by the school board.
Our internal investigations make sure that our employees follow the policies correctly and the procedures that are outlined. We want to make sure that our students are safe and that their well-being is our #1 priority, and it always is. We're not necessarily looking at did this happen or did it not, because we really have the ability to use law enforcement to do that, but what we're looking at is, did the right people get the information to those who need to know?
Brown says she's not convinced investigations are happening, and if they are, she says relying on law enforcement can't be the end-all be-all.
The school board says, well, once the law enforcement is involved, we have nothing else to do. Well, that is just downright horrifying to me, because there are still thousands of other students who could be victimized, and the school board is doing nothing to figure out how does this occur under our watch and how do we stop it from happening.
We wanted to know how many claims of inappropriate behavior between teachers and students had been made within the district that prompted an internal investigation and what that internal investigation consisted of. The school board told us they didn't know exactly how many had been made and couldn't show us any of the investigation documents because of student privacy law. But when lawyers who were after that same information subpoenaed the school board under court order, the school board handed over articles we had written from KPLCTV.com and newspaper clippings from the American Press. There were also a number of arrest records from the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office, but no official school board documents. Attorney Summer Brown claims this means the school board is doing something wrong.
It tells me either that the school board is doing nothing and has no documents, or it tells me that the school board is hiding something and doesn't want the public to know what they're doing when these allegations occur.
I would like to believe that it's not a particular individual or superintendent or administrator's problem. I'd like to believe that it's probably a culture of complicity that leads to issues occurring and then not being dealt with properly. And we got to change the culture of how we look at misbehavior in the school system.
Lance Duhan is facing criminal charges in addition to this civil lawsuit. Attorneys believe this issue is bigger than Duhan or an isolated event.
What I hope occurs as a result of this lawsuit is that things change at the school board and that I don't ever have another little girl walk in here and tell me that this happened, only to find out that the school board is the one who put the predator in her path.
But school board officials maintain children are safe in the Calcasieu Parish public school system.
We want to make sure that our children are safe. At any moment they're entrusted with us or with our employees in the district, and we try to make it very clear, again, like I've reiterated over and again, we don't want to make any gray area in this situation. We want it to be very clear what is wrong, what is right, acceptable behavior or not, and at any time you feel uncomfortable, report.
Duhan is set for trial next month. At last check, the school board was placed in contempt of court for failing to produce court-mandated documents that related to any investigations into inappropriate conduct between students and teachers. School board officials declined to comment further than what you heard here on the Duhan situation and how they handled it. At your service, Gerron, KPLC 7 News.